Hello everybody, I'm Rachel from Friends, and here we are in my kitchen.
Hi, my name's Lewis Watson and I somehow get away with calling myself a professional musician. However, now that me hobbies me jobby, I wanted to record a few mini-series and, with the help of some close friends, showcase some of the other passions that I've picked up during my life so far. Sit back, relax, and most importantly, enjoy.
Right, so we've completely run out of time today. I planned to do a very extravagant fried rice dish, but it's fine. We adapt, react, adapt, act. That's what you should be doing. So what I have here is a very simple fried rice dish that, again, I tend to do to use up things. It's a great use up tea, as Big Soph will call it. This is great because I managed to pick up some like marinated tofu. It's the first time I've ever bought this. I wanted to try it. You can use plain tofu here as well. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. But like I said in my Crunchwrap Supreme video, which you can see if you click on the card in the top right, it's always best to impart flavor whenever you can. This is no extra effort for me, but it's gonna add a bit of flavor, which is great. The one thing I will say, whenever you're using garlic, always crush it first, always. You wanna release that allicin as early as possible and give it enough time to get as flavoursome as possible. Probably doesn't do anything, it's just a habit that I have, and I think that you should all have it too. Charlie, could you chuck me my tea towel, please? Just quickly on the crew here, we have some of my oldest childhood friends over here with his shirt button actually done up now. He's like Mariah Carey Cribs, you know, with her outfit changes. This is Uncle Phil, God rest his soul, right here. Chumpy bloke on Twitter, always dead. On the camera over here, we swapped from the roaming to stationary. This is Bruce Gray, brother to Ross Gray. Well done.
Good work on the brother.
Well done. And over here we have Charlie on the Dead Pony Club. He loves rugby, doesn't he? I'm gonna keep it up. Right, so this fried rice dish, well, with any fried rice, especially if you're going for Asian fried rice, Dexter, get out of my bag. You have to use overnight rice. You have to use, not old rice, be safe with it. I cooked it yesterday, I let it cool down, straight in the fridge. That's what you need to make authentic fried rice. So it needs to be overnight rice. So if you're watching this to do like a quick meal quickly, you can't do it today, you have to do it tomorrow, or maybe in like 8 hours time. Anyway, so it consists of rice, overnight rice. I'm gonna do some mushrooms. These are the great B12 enriched mushrooms from Sainsbury's, which of course, vegan. If you don't have B12, you keel over and die apparently. We've got that marinated tofu, as well as just some frozen sweet corn and peas. Frozen's fine because it's gonna cook in the pan. I would use a wok, but my wok doesn't work on this fancy induction hob. So we're going with a deep dish pizza. The least funny thing I've said. We're going with this like deep dish pizza. We're going with this deep dish Jamie Oliver signature induction pan, which I'm sure will be as enjoyable. So first off, we're gonna get the aromatics going. Again, always have a bin bowl. It's just so much easier. So much, unless your bin is next to you, which I guess you're just adding a middleman then, if that's the case. With most Asian dishes, I like to cut on the diagonal. And what I like to do, purely for presentation, but also for a bit more crisp and a bit more sharp flavor, is I like to save the green tips of the spring onion to go on top after we make the meal. So we're going to start with the aromatics, as I said. So there's a spring onion. Also, crunching the garlic. That's not the word. What did I use?
Crushing.
Also, crushing the garlic earlier means that the skin is so easy to peel off. So right there, that just came off in one. So easy. Cut off a little mangy end there. And chop this garlic fine. You can mince it or whatever, you know, as long as you get the garlic to the pan. Oh, I forgot the ginger, which is in the fridge. Sorry, mate.
I've pissed it off.
Yeah, it's in there. It's a little tubular one. You got it, tubular bells. Thanks, mate. Round of applause. Charlie, everybody. Wicked. Everybody at once. So a bit of squeezy ginger. Now, I seriously disliked ginger up until about 3 months ago. I love Chinese dishes, Asian dishes, which usually feature ginger quite heavily. But by itself, I hate it. It was far too sharp. I think I have like a hypersensitivity to it. So I go very light on the ginger. You could do as much as you want. I know that a lot of recipes call for like a, like a thumbnail size of ginger. I'm gonna do less than that, just purely for my personal taste. But yeah, that's why I have this minced ginger as opposed to actual ginger, because I just don't use it enough to warrant buying fresh ginger. Right, so we're going to start off with sesame oil. Sesame oil is the difference maker. If you're making fried rice and you're using olive oil or rapeseed oil, which is high in omega-3s, I believe, don't quote me on that, you won't get the correct, I keep saying authentic, I want to find another word, but I'm just going to say authentic again, authentic fried rice flavor. Toasted sesame oil is what you need, basically, for that. So I'm just going to use a little glug of that. And you could smell it straight away. You can't, because you're in a different place, on Earth, but one can, is what I meant to say. Now add the aromatics. Turn this on. I'm gonna go with, again, like a medium-low heat. Oh, Charlie, can you chuck me? Oh no, don't. Oh no, I've got one, sorry. Don't worry about it. We're prepared. Get that around there. Make sure everything's covered in sesame oil. That's probably not enough, to be honest. I would maybe go with another one, but we're adding plenty of vegetables, so that's fine. Right, now we go to the mushrooms. Again, I like these fairly chunky, just because. Okay, so we've got that going. This is where we start making our sauce. Super easy. Again, it's basically an amalgamation of a load of other sauces. So I don't know what it's called. It's just very tasty, I'm telling you. Again, a touch of the sesame oil. This is very strong. You can overuse this very, very easily. So be careful. And this, you need the tiniest. I would use rice wine vinegar if I could, if I had any, but white wine vinegar is fine. You just have to use the tiniest amount, like that much. Seriously, the idea of vinegar is enough for that. And then you have this here, this is called mirin, which is like a really sweet, it's kind of like a builder block for most Asian sauces. I like to add a couple of glugs of this.
Scent mirin.
That's good. Careful. Then we go with soy sauce. Of course, soy sauce is, absolutely what you need in any sauces, any Asian sauces. And I've even spilt a bit over the side there for good luck. And then I go with hoisin. Again, like I said, this is like an amalgamation of a bunch of sauces. So there's no official name for it. Maybe there is. If you know, let me know. But this is just a great sauce, in my opinion. I go with a big glug of this. I'm purposefully not being very accurate or very careful with what I'm adding, because it's all about taste. So I can say add a tablespoon of this, blah, 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 but at the end of the day, if you don't like it, what's the point? So that's a bit too sweet, I think. So I balance that out with a little glug of the savory, salty soy sauce. Now I'm gonna do, again, the tiniest amount of vinegar. And it's the same with any food. If you're not tasting as you go, you're not doing it correctly, basically. That's great. I would usually add some sriracha as well, but I forgot, and that's in the fridge. So definitely add some sriracha if you're into that. Right, get this moving. I'm gonna add this tofu now, which again, I've never had this before. It's just a cauldron brand marinated tofu, and yeah, it's nice. It's marinated tofu, you know. Just add that, crispen that up a little bit. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to add the peas and the sweet corn. Just frozen peas and sweet corn. You know, doesn't matter really. They're all gonna cook anyway. And I'm gonna let this crisp up for a little bit before adding the rice. The rice takes little to no time at all to cook. Because it's already cooked, so all you're doing really is warming it up, as well as making it a bit crispy. I like it when it's a bit crispy, and incorporating the sauce into it. Grapefruit infused IPA. This is the first time I've had this Elvis juice. God, I wish that one day there's a Lewis juice. I think that's my new goal, I think. It was Play Shepherd's Bush, but we sold that out a few years ago, so. Now it's to have a beer named after me. And it has to be Lewis juice. If it's anything other than that. It does sound a bit like yeah. Right, so I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Now, usually in Asian cooking, in particular, everything's done in a very hot pan, very quickly, in order to keep all of the ingredients as fresh as possible, you know, so they maintain their crisp. Again, I'm not using a wok. That's why people use woks, because it disperses the heat the most effectively. That's why, I imagine. Anyway, I just made that up. Unfortunately, the wok doesn't work on this heater, as I said. So we're using Jamie Oliver's Tefal signature deep dish pizza. I saw the lens shift. Okay, so now that's done, we're going to add our rice. This is, so what I've done here is I'm wanting to fill this bowl with rice. That's the serving size that I want. So I've used the bowl to measure how much rice I need before I cook it. Just a little healthy tip there. It's not healthy, helpful tip for you there. The rice goes in and basically all over the place. Give that sauce a little bit of a stir because it's got oil in it and oil can settle. Because of different consistency to the rest of the sauce. Yeah, it's delicious. Right, now I'm going to pour this over. Again, if I was being completely authentic, I would be adding some MSG, just a flavour enhancer. I don't have any MSG, so I'm unable to add that, but that will help. Okay. And I'd say that we're done. Let me just take a little toast. A toast? I raise a toast. Raise a glass, everybody. A taste. Bit sweet, but for me, it's adding a bit more saltiness here and a touch of this salt and pepper. Try and offset and bring more balance to the flavour, to the palate. So, serve this up. I mean, I'd love to pour this on, but I'm just so terrified that it's gonna go wrong. I'm so terrified. And what I'm going to do is add a tiny bit of kimchi, which is just like Korean fermented cabbage. Delicious. Those spring onions. And a healthy dosage of sesame seeds all over the fucking floor. There there you go. It's super simple fried rice. Like I said, I would have loved to have added some more depth of flavor with like some panko crusted baked cauliflower or something. That would have been great for this, but we just ran out of time, unfortunately. But don't get it twisted. Sorry, I felt like ludicrous for a second. It's a very flavorful dish, super quick, super simple to make, especially if you have leftover ingredients like we did. And I really do urge you to try it. As always, let me know if you do try this and let me know if you enjoyed it, any changes you would make personally. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the series, please do like, comment and subscribe. It really does help me out. Really helps me see if I should be doing stuff like this more often, you know, if people do enjoy it. If you missed the other 2 videos of this series, please do check them out in the card in the top right. And yeah, hopefully we get to do this again sometime. It was fun, eh? Thank you guys. Everybody, come on, start clapping. Charlie, yeah. Until next time, thank you very much.
That's a wrap.
Wait, oh, and that's a wrap.